Hello, bozos and bitches. It is I, Skid. Welcome to the first Chess Tuesday of 2026. It's the first Chess Tuesday ever, really, at least for Skid-based YouTube. Okay, so here's some context here. I played this game last night with GT4541. I don't know, maybe I was too high for this game, but I was stoned out of my mind. And I decided to play some chess. And even though I was down by a rook for the whole game, it felt like pretty close. And I feel like there were some wins that I missed. So let's do this game review, and see if I missed anything crucial here. Well, I guess let's go back. I wasn't paying attention to all these. The engine is saying that this knight move was questionable. My best move was to create a pawn chain. Okay. My logic was that I just wanted to develop my horse C so I can castle. I did not see this as a threat, like the D pawn forking my bishop and horse, because I could simply take with my bishop. But I guess that's an inaccuracy either way. Instead of going back, the engine is saying that I should have developed my pieces instead. Again, I remember my logic going on here. I didn't want to trade my bishop for a horse, so I retreated. But I guess I could see how moving my horse instead is more efficient because I develop my pieces and protect my bishop. So this is also even before any of the serious blunders where I dropped a rook, for example. Um, the engine is already saying that I am playing very inaccurately. Oh, and first of all, this is a bad move by my opponent, I guess. I don't really see how. I don't really get this game. I'm only at 1029 ELO rating, by the way. And for context, I have been recently inspired to just get better at this game. I've been playing chess on chess.com for a while, but I feel like I've been playing chess as entertainment, a game, which it is, it's fun. But I never really reviewed my games. I never really studied. So I have resolved as my New Year's thingy to try to get better at this game. So one thing that I've decided to do is play less games and analyze more and also do more chess puzzles. So I'm playing two or three um 15-minute games with the 10-second delay. I really like that time setting as opposed to the 10 minutes because I feel like I don't want to do a correspondence game where you have up to 3 to 7 days to make a move. I want to play a live chess game, but I feel like 10 minutes isn't enough time for me to think. I'm still at the stage where I require some time to calculate moves. So I'm really liking the 15 minutes with a 10-second delay. So after I review this game here, I intend on playing some live games here on stream. Another questionable move by my opponent. Their better move was to develop a knight and attack the center. Okay. I don't see how it's a mistake though. And maybe I could click this thingy here to show follow-up. Am I going to be up in pieces in the end or something? Let's see. So if we take take with the bishop, take with the horse. So does that, it's like even because like we just take each other's material. But I guess it's an inaccuracy because it's an inaccuracy because they could have been developing their horse instead. Okay. Oh, okay. I should have just taken. I guess I don't even really know why. Oh yeah, I moved my bishop back to protect this horse to prevent this bishop from taking my horse, forcing me to double my pawns. But I guess just taking with my horse could have solved that problem as well. Another inaccuracy from my opponents. You are now able to capture a bishop and win material after the follow-up trades. That's the tactic right here. Oh, I see. So I would have been up because they don't want to make that. Okay, I see. All right, missed opportunity. Instead, I move my bishop. I'm not going to take too long in this analysis. I want to just get to playing. But I am seeing that we both are just making lots of mistakes, which is fine. We're only at the 1000 level. We are learning. I am shuffling my pieces around. I remember, yeah, this is where my ultimate demise comes in. I should have played the queen to e3 right here because this allows, because when I moved to the d file, it allows my opponent to bring in one of their rooks to attack my queen. And when I'm forced to go to retreat, okay, that wasn't really the mistake. It's just that I retreated to the wrong position because when I go to the e3 square, it's allowing me to, it's allowing my opponent to move their horse here to attack several things, including my queen and my pawn over there, which is unprotected. So yeah, it's actually a great move for my opponent right there. Oh, but it's saying that I should have simply taken the bishop there, which is interesting. Let's see that follow up. Huh, okay. Well, my question there is if I took instead. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and this is where I lose my rook because and ultimately why it was a mistake for me to bring my queen to this square earlier is because when I retreated my queen after my opponent's horse threatened my queen, I was pretty much trapping my rook here. So there's no way for my rook to escape. My king is in the way. But then I was like kind of surprised that I was playing like a pretty I was like playing out of my mind at this point. It's like I can't make mistakes anymore. And I like made it pretty far into the end game. Like we're only at move 26, and I think we end up having like 60 moves. So let's see what I could have done better. I guess apparently I could have played my bishop to that square instead. Oh, there was a mistake there. Okay. Let me go back a little. Look at this end game again. It's kind of like going a little too fast for me. Well, first of all, I want to see like the moment I started losing was this vital mistake right here, apparently. I did not capitalize by taking that bishop, because this was a big mistake. But because I did not take advantage, this is where I start to lose. I was like really trying not to trade there, but I guess trading was just the right move. That's fine. Okay, wait, hold on. Look at this end game. Okay, so moving my bishop would have been better. I remember that being a mistake too, because I don't think I had to lose that. Well, I was gonna lose that pawn anyways because there was a battery of the bishop and the queen coming in. So I go for I'm threatening these pawns here, and I really like the idea of getting this pawn because it would protect this um, pawn from getting taken by the rook. So it's interesting that they didn't do anything about that queen move. They just went forward. Oh, it's to prevent the back rank. Okay, yeah. 'Cause I was also threatening like a checkmate there if I like move there or simply here. Yeah, that would have been a checkmate. So I was being a little clever, but too little, too late, perhaps. So I was able to take that pawn, and then I moved my bishop to prevent checkmate on this square. Here's my check. Yeah, I could. What I really wanted to do was um, protect this pawn, but at the same time keep threatening this one with my bishop and my queen. So this was kind of a useless check because we know the king's safe anyways, and yeah, I could see how I should have played here instead. Oh, I should have just taken there. Interesting. Offer a trade or something. Do some trades with the pawns. Yeah, I didn't know what my opponent was trying to do here, but this is like a crazy combination in the end game. A bishop protecting a pawn and a pawn protecting a bishop. So they're pretty locked in. And my goal was to somehow like sneak, like use this bishop to like block the queen. Somehow get my bishop around so I could get this pawn. But that's just not gonna happen. I'm like behind in material. Oh yeah, I was gonna do it this way. But then I think their response is they could move their bishop. Right. So much for that. And then they do the same thing. They lock in their bishop and pawn to each other. So it's a pretty tight situation. I think at this point I had to just start moving my pawns, make something happen. I do not know why I did that. I guess it was an inaccuracy as well. Maybe staying in the dark squares is the better idea here. Get checked. So that was a mistake. Let's see what the follow-up is for this. I should have just taken the queen, huh? Okay. I felt like I didn't want to lose my queen because just like winning this game with just a bishop seemed impossible, especially since I have a rook. But maybe I could have played for a draw or something. And here I'm just kind of forced to trade, but I'm being stubborn. Oh, show missed piece trap. There's some tactic I could have done here. Or a tactic they could have done. Okay, interesting. And that's why it's a mistake. I could have just traded, but I didn't want to. And I think this next move I make was a mistake. Or not. I felt like I was playing with a pretty solid defense at the end of that game, but it's like I knew I was gonna lose, but I just wanted to make it as hard for them as possible to checkmate me. Worst case scenario is that I could always, well, this the best case scenario for me is that I could have won on time or something. Well, anyways, so there's that game. GG to GT4541 from Canada. And let's start some games. Let's do a 15, 10. Okay, so I am currently at 1029, facing like Blid 7, who has a 1028. So we're pretty evenly matched here. Protect that pawn with my own pawn. So this pawn is being attacked twice by this guy and this guy. So I need to protect twice with this guy and a horse, perhaps. Perhaps not. Let's do a triangle thingy. I feel like if they decide to bring in their bishop, that's going to make things complicated for me. Let us see what like Blid does in this situation. That was a big think from my opponent. All right, so we're playing a pretty closed off game so far because they decided to push their pawn one more time. Lock in these pieces. So I think now I want to develop my horsey. The goal here is to castle early, and that's what I expected. I am okay with putting my bishop here, because since they moved this pawn forward, it's not like I could have brought my bishop all the way over here or anything. Okay, so they're opening up to develop their bishop, but also to develop their queen. They can only really move their bishop here. They don't want to go through these squares because they're protected by pawns. And my or their queen, I mean they it's controlling this diagonal now, but they could only really go to these squares because of my horsey. Unless they trade their bishop for my horse. So I think now is a good time for me to just castle. I tried a new skin color for the board, the chess board, to make it fit the colors of my background here. But now I'm realizing that sometimes I like to like highlight certain squares of the board, and it does not translate very well when you click on the red squares. So I will reconsider this color scheme. I appreciate that my opponent is taking their time to make moves. I feel like I'm at an interesting ELO rating right now. I don't know what the default rating is, but I used to be 1200 ELO. This is chess.com, by the way. And this was like a few years ago. I'm not sure if I got worse or everyone is just getting better. Maybe there's more accurate ways to gauge everyone's rating, but here we are. Okay, so I want to develop more of my pieces. Again, I'm a noob, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I have been told, or I've heard, that it's best to develop your horses first. So I think I'm going to do that. If I move to this square, it also protects the horsey here, but it also opens up the possibility of moving this pawn forward. I'm doing a little pawn break, and then I could possibly bring in my bishop. But let's also consider, what if I want to bring this pawn forward instead? This square is attacked by this pawn, this horse, and for me, I'm not really controlling that square. So I don't think that's where I want to push my pawns. I'm gonna go for this move for now. Well, let me consider, what if my opponent brings their horsey in that way? Or that way for that matter. I don't see any real threats right now. Hello, Ajit Mishra in the chat. How's it going? Happy Chess Tuesday. Okay, so they develop d3, so I feel like they're eyeing this pawn right now, which is protected by this horse, and ultimately protected by the king. So there's probably going to be some checkmate threats, bringing the queen in or something. Okay, so what just happened? Okay, so this is the bishop coming in. Is now the time for me to push this pawn forward? This is the part of the opening, or do you call this middle game? I castled, where I'm unsure what to do sometimes. Like I just don't want to blunder anything, and I wonder if this is a blunder. I just want to eventually develop this bishop, but I don't have to rush anything. I am in the United States, unfortunately. Thanks for asking. Can you see by my flag? United States. I think I'm just gonna move this pawn forward. Or not. I feel like this is like a good solid structure for me to fortress myself in. But how do I eventually get this bishop out? Maybe that's not something I have to worry about. So the current threat is this. I could move this pawn forward, maybe. Am I overthinking here? Hello to India. Let's just do this move. Show your flair. This person stands with Ukraine. That's cool. Okay. So they push their pawn forward. What happens if I do a pawn break here? I do have lots of pieces attacking this square, but it's at the expense of like trading higher ups with pawns. But if I want to open up this file, I can. Maybe I'll move my rook here because I feel like this file might open up. Or just place my bishop here. I don't even know. Yeah. Let's develop my bishop. See what happens. And if anyone in the chat knows, I am welcome to backseat gaming. So if please feel free to offer some sage advice if you're better informed than I at the game of chess. Okay, so my opponent castles. Um, I have no plan here. I'm just making moves. I haven't moved my queen yet, so maybe moving my queen could be. Okay, that's interesting. Um, Ajit Mishra in the chat has deleted their messages. Are they just starting to spam me now? Okay, let's try moving here. Control this whole diagonal. It's my diagonal. Of course, okay. Ajit Mishra, what sort of support are you talking about? You're a random stranger from the internet. I'm not sure if I could make any promises to you. Okay. If I block with my pawn, they could just take. And I only have take. So I do not want to block. I want to move my queen here, perhaps down to the red light squares, not the red squares. You know what? This feels like a checkerboard. Checkerboards are black and red, right? This feels kind of weird. Also, I don't want to spend too much time overthinking things. I just want to make sure I don't make any. I guess talking it out is interesting. I usually don't stream chess, so talking out loud might prove to be helping in the long run. Let's see. All right, so here's our first offer for a trade. I could trade these horses. And I feel like I might want to do that because it's getting a little cramped in here. And that would simplify things. But then I would have to move this horsey somewhere. I could move it back here to where the other horse was. But then this threat is veal now, so I might have to push this pawn forward eventually. Let's just do it. It's an even trade, why not? And they'd be either doubling their pawns or using this bishop. And to trade a bishop for a horse is questionable at this point. That's another rule or fundamental I'm trying to think about lately is like technically bishops and horses are the same amount of points, but trading off, like for example, trading off my opponent trading off their dark squared bishop for a horse means that they don't have something to fight against my dark squared horse. So it creates an imbalance in the game. And I'm trying to think about that more lately. Suddenly, I feel like I regret putting my bishop here because it's not really doing anything. It's just trapped. So maybe I could eventually like bring my queen up here and like make all after all these pawns like break. My bishop will mean something, but we'll see. I feel like keeping my horse here is a good idea. Or I can bring it here and threaten them to double their pawns. I might do that. Because this isn't a real threat yet until they put their queen to c2. Okay, so they just retreat. In that case, I might just simply bring my horse back. Because I like protecting this with it. Um, okay. I'm gonna pivot my queen back over here to support my dark squared bishop. Maybe I can offer a trade and bring my queen in. After some pawn breaks, this bishop can get into the game. I do feel like I might be yapping too much, though. I have 5 minutes and 58 seconds left on the clock, while my opponent has 12 minutes. Okay. So let's offer a trade and see what happens. Because there's no way for this bishop to escape at this point, unless they want to go back here, which I feel like might be a bad idea. They're tucking their bishop away the way I'm tucking my bishop away. So let's just see what happens. Okay, just as I expected. Huh, okay. So maybe I want to like fight along this file. Maybe bring in my rook in this way and move this pawn forward even. Yeah, because they've got this and this attacking that square. But if I bring in my rook, then I've got my rook and my horse. So I might do that. If they want to attack my bishop with their pawn, then I see that as potentially being good for me because they have like less protection for their on their king side. I could always just move here. And that could support my my pawn push over here too. So I'm doing my bishop here so I can protect that, control that square. So let's do that. Let's say you like Blid. Oh, okay. So here's the checkmate threat now. You know, I didn't even consider that. I should have. Um, the moment they move that horse, this was a possibility. Well, really, the moment I moved my horse. Okay. I think I simply want to do that, but there might be a better move. Yeah, I think that's the move. It's the only move, because otherwise I die. Well, I could move this forward too. And then what's this going to mean? Nothing. But if I move... Okay. There's only one way to find out, and I'm like running out of time. I want to threaten the queen, I think. So I could start. They want to protect the queen, so I think we could just start doing that. Okay. Do I want to tuck her away in the back? I'm not sure. Or do I just want to do this pawn push now? I think that might be good because it might eventually lead to a check on the queen. I'm not thinking too hard here. I just want to see if these are good moves. Should I do that now? I can fork the bishop and the queen, which is essentially gonna get rid of that checkmate threat. Because I could just trade my horse for the bishop. I think simplifying at this point might be a good idea. But I also like how I'm pinning this knight towards here. So I don't want to be too hasty here, but I feel like I don't want this queen to go here. I don't want it. I don't want her to protect this hole. So maybe if I just stayed, I could bring my bishop here to attack this pawn. And if they move forward, that could be scary. I think I need to move my pieces in. If I move here, they could fork me actually, so never mind. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna trade, simplify the game. Okay, so what now? Okay. Do I push this forward? Or do I want to like do some pawn antics here first? If I go here, they'll do that. They'll have an open file. Maybe I want to bring my rook in. But what are they threatening right now? They're not really threatening anything. The queen can't do anything right now. But the horse... No one could really do anything. So I might just do this for positional reasons. We'll see if this is a good idea or not. Okay, so they push forward. They'll eventually. Are they threatening my bishop? Because like ultimately I could just move back, so that's not a real threat either. But they are attacking my. I guess that was a bad move, maybe. But what if I just simply did this? Then I don't have that pin anymore, so maybe I'll just move back. I don't want to move back. We're moving in. Moving out. Okay. Okay. Let's offer a trade here. I just don't like that bishop there. So they might block or not. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have control of the light squares with my. I feel like just. I don't want to go back to the back rank because I feel like I could double my rooks potentially here. And I really need to just make some moves. I will criticize myself right now and say that I took too long for these decisions. Um, I do get 10 seconds for making a move, so I'm gonna have to rely purely on intuition at this point. I don't have enough time for calculations. But this is an even game, I guess. Let's see if I can keep up with it, find any mistakes or blunders that my opponent may make. I don't know if this is winning for me, to be honest. Um, they've pushed their pawns way forward, so their king is opened up a little bit. And I could simply move my king over here, so he's nice and snug. This fortress of pawns. Okay, so maybe a pawn push is what I need here, but I need to bring in my queen first to protect the pawn. This is an interesting square. If they push forward, they've got 3 pieces attacking it. But if I move forward, they really just have their queen, which we might trade. Oh, okay. Um, do I still want to move forward here? Might. I really want to bring in this guy eventually, so maybe we could open things up. Let's do a pawn break here. I don't think that did anything, actually. That was kind of a useless move. I'm just pressed on time. I'm not panicking per se. I'm trying to make stuff happen. So they really want to protect this square. So I think this pawn moving forward isn't really a threat. So maybe I could add more attackers. Maybe I'll move forward here. I don't know. Kind of want to bring my bishop here so I can skewer these two bitches. Let's see if they see that. They see it, I think. Well, if I move here, they could simply move their queen, and their options are to move here, here, all of here. Oh yeah, these colors are not working for me. But I'm really just trying to protect this. Let's see what happens here. I just don't want to get stuck on the side, so I could always move my bishop to either of these squares so it's protected by a pawn. If I move here eventually, I can threaten that one as well. Okay, so I have this pawn protected, so let's try moving in. This is getting scary. 1 minute and 8 seconds. Scary. Okay, so what are they trying to do here? I feel like they're just trying to get the horse out of the way so they can move um their rook in. So I might do something about that. Something like this, maybe. I don't think she was doing anything important in that square anyways. So if they try to attack here, I could simply take that rook. So let's see what they do in response to my queen being on the b file. I wonder if I should move this pawn forward. Maybe just by one, so this bishop will protect. It looks like we're kind of fighting in this file now, like trying to protect our pawns, attack the pawns. I'm just gonna, my calculations are pure geometry at this point. Okay, so they move forward. I think I want to take here. No, I don't. I'm losing protection from my bishop. If they break, then yeah, I want to move forward here. If I bring the bishop here, it's double protected by the pawn, and I'm protecting both of the pawns. I'm not sure if that makes sense. And if they break, then I could simply take that rook, so they don't want that. Okay. I feel like I need to push forward now. Or use these pawns. I'm definitely gonna lose on time. And I will not be too hard on myself for this loss because this is my first time playing on stream. At least this year, or in recent years, really. But I think I'm playing okay. I'm not making any huge blunders. Or am I? We'll see what the game review says. Okay. Bringing their rook in. I feel like we just have to play this game. The trading game. I do have my queen, and they just have these guys. I feel like I have a pretty solid position. I just wish I had some time. Okay. Guess we're just breaking. Maybe I should have checked there. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Should I protect with my rook or nah? I think I'll just move. There's no real threats going on here for my queen, for my king. I mean he. But now I could force some trades here. I feel like a good move for them is to bring their horse in. But I could start pushing my pawn if they start doing that, I feel like. Or take this pawn. Yeah, there's a lot of holes here. Oh, and I guess I'm up a piece now. Or up a pawn. I don't know how that happened. Oh, it's because of that pawn break. Actually, you still don't see it. How did I get +1? Oh, it's because I broke, and then they moved forward. They didn't trade back. Okay, interesting. So I think I'm gonna do that. So this square is still protected by three of my pieces, and only two of theirs. So that might be a mistake. I really want to keep one of my rooks. Oh, okay, now I'm trapped. I did not see that. That's a good move. Should I take this? It's not a real threat, really. I wish I had more time to think. Okay, so now I'll just check you. And if I could check again somehow. That would be swell. But alas, I am trapped. I need to keep this square. Oh yeah, I fucked up. I should have moved this forward. I should have moved that forward. Damn it. I guess I am up a piece. Oh, okay, interesting. I think I should take that trade and then do this. I can always bring my queen in. This is getting really clutch. Um, I feel like that was still a mistake because I still have to control this square and my king is just fucked. How can I... Yeah, I messed up. That's fine. Hmm. This is how I save everything? Like going... I cannot protect everything. Something's gonna die. Something's gonna die. Okay, at this point, let's just see how long I can survive. I could try pushing this pawn. I am not obligated to resign. I am obligated to be fucking annoying. So what's happening here? You're giving me a chance. I could protect here, but then lose this. So maybe I should just push my pawn. I think that was a useless move. Yeah, this is losing. I think they know what they're doing. There you go. I think this is the part where I resign. Good game, like Blid 7. Okay. I'm not too upset about that game. I feel like I just took too much time um, making decisions, especially in the beginning. But I'm glad that I took all that time because I feel like I'm still at the point where I'm working on my calculations. Okay, so let's play one more. I gotta get out of here at 11:30. We got Marcelo Ca Cacaña from Mexico. Italy, sorry. It's hard to tell from those tiny flags. It's the same colors. Okay, they're playing Sicilian. I think I could just move my horsey here. I'm not gonna overthink like the last game, but I do want to castle early. So let's bring this bishop out so we can castle. They begin their knight, which allows them to go here and here and here. They're not going there, but they're eyeballing it with their horse eyeballs. Okay, pushing forward. Opening up their queen, really. But they can't go here. They can just go here. Let's develop my horses. They're really pushing their pawns. I feel like a move like this isn't a big deal because I got my bishop there. So let's commit to that. Move this pawn forward so we can open up for the queen. I mean, this bishop. But do I want to go here or here? Like here might be a... Well, I could protect the knight here, so... I don't know sometimes. Maybe I don't even want to move these. I think I do. Let's go here. Okay, so again, this is the part of the the opening where I don't know what to do. Do I want to like push this pawn forward? I don't think that's necessary. You could just keep this situation in. It's like a gunpoint situation. Keep that tension. But eventually I want to start moving these pawns forward. This horse can go here. So maybe I can start by moving this pawn forward. I feel like I just want to instigate something, but I don't want to ruin my pawn structure. What moves do I have with this horse so I can move it out of the way? Okay, so their last move was this. They're not even really threatening anything. They're just developing their pieces. Yeah, I don't want to do. I haven't moved my queen yet, so I might do that. Get out of the sight of this. I feel like the point of the bishop going to a spot like this is to like threaten or harass the queen somehow, and it's not really an issue right now. So they're gonna castle. I just feel like this horse is in the way, and that's like my trouble with like openings right now is like my pieces just are in my own way. I don't know how to deal with it. If I could offer some trades, that would be cool. But all these trades, they would end up doubling my pawns. Like, random captures is stupid. This one doesn't make sense. I could move forward here, but then they'll just like move their pawn. Okay, I'm probably overthinking again, but I just don't know what I should do. I think I'm gonna do this. Be a little aggressive for a change. There you go. That clears up the board, but I don't like that my pawn had to move forward for that. And now we're threatening a trade with my darks. My I did not mean to make that move, and that's fine. Um, they just wanted to move that anyways. Okay. What a misclick. I'll fit in a doubling of prawns over here. And I just realized that I forgot to do something. Hold on. Oh, okay. So here's my chance to trade for doubled prawns. But do I? Yeah, I don't think they want those doubled prawns. So I think I'm gonna take the offer. There you go. Um, I feel I could work on my prawn structure here. I think this is the move I want. Give me some more. So this square is in danger because they're attacking with two thingies. So I may simply initiate a pawn break. Well, they initiated it, really. You started it. Okay, so do I want to lose my dark squared bishop? No, I don't. So I think I might move back. I want to get this pawn, this guy, unprotected. If I move forward here, I think this is some tactics going on because I can gain more my material by checking the king. Force my opponent to do something about it. Deal with this. Okay, so they lose their castling privileges, which is interesting. What to do about this pawn? If I move forward, I can threaten this horse, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't want the horse moving in. They can go here, and I don't think I want that. Okay, so their king. I feel like I could trap this rook somehow. If I use my bishop and queen, maybe. I just think I'm in a winning position and I don't know what to do with it. That's my problem. Okay, what did I just do? Okay, what's going on here? I think it's good that this rook is aligned with the king. That might lead to an eventual thing in the end game. But I feel like now the move is to bring this bishop here and maybe protect it with the pawn. Either way, the bishop is unprotected, and I need to do something about that. So maybe doing this is the move. Let's just do that. We're being aggressive in this game. Okay. Huh, good move. I didn't consider that. That's a great way to pin my queen. But I was kind of planning on moving my queen here anyways to support my bishop. So I think I'm going to do that. So I did that. I can always bring this pawn forward eventually. So let's try this. I'm concerned about this. Okay. That pawn is scary, but I don't think it's a real threat yet. I'm really liking the idea of pushing this pawn because they opened up that file themselves, and that's definitely a weakness that they created. Okay, so there's the offer to trade, but what are they doing by moving back here? They're not protecting this anymore. They just probably want more movement options for their horse. They can go here safely, but what's the point in that? I do see how potentially this bishop has to like stay there, because if I bring my bishop here, then I'd be skewering the queen and the king. Do I want to move this forward? I need reinforcements for this file, but I'm really liking the idea of yeah, let's just like protect this bishop like crazy. Okay. So they're threatening this piece, and I think I can swing the queen back over here to protect, because it would also prevent them from moving here. Maybe eventually I could bring this pawn forward as well. Huh. Okay, if I bring that pawn forward now, then they're forced to retreat again. I don't want them to go to this square, because I want to push this pawn forward. So I feel like I can just... I feel like everyone needs to stay put. If I put the knight... If I, I think I need to push now. No, I need more reinforcements here. This is so complicated. I think I'm gonna push now. I'll push here. That's an idea too. Okay, let's see what checks I have. I don't have any checks right now. Can I capture anything? I can capture here. But what does that do? Nothing. Okay, so I need to protect this square. Yeah, let's try pushing. Here I go overthinking again. I'm at 6 minutes. My opponent has 15. That means they're taking less than 10 seconds on average to make their moves. And there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, okay, they move their pawn forward. That's interesting. Why though? They want to bring their queen in. They can't though. Hmm. They're gonna bring their... I feel like I need to line up with the queen. Because they're gonna eventually push their pawn forward. Are they trying to checkmate me this way? Bring their bishop in there. But what threats do I have? I didn't anticipate the pawn push for some reason. Do I want to move this forward? No. Well, if they move their pawns forward at this point, then I take their horse. Maybe I could just keep pushing. I could just keep pushing for now and continue the threat. If I take this pawn, I could even bring my rook in. Let's try that. Let's be aggressive. Okay, so they are threatening the checkmate there. So I think I have to simply bring my rook back. Simply. Unless I'm missing something. I'm gonna do a crazy queen sacrifice on me or something. Okay, so they go back. No more threat for the checkmate. But I feel like I just need to push forward at this point. I don't know why. This might not be the best idea. So let's consider our other options. I hate this horse. I want to push this pawn forward eventually too, but there's too many of their guys are attacking that square. So that's sus. I think I did a good job opening up their king, but I'm not doing a good job keeping it that way. So I want to somehow get to this square. And I think this is the way to do it. Just keep harassing the queen. And maybe I can start bringing my queen and my rook to this file. Maybe I want to keep my... I do want to keep my queen centralized, I think. So I think I might bring her over here. And then eventually bring in my rook. Okay, they push more pawns. And I feel like, again, this isn't a real threat. Because what's the goal here? To keep going? And I think my own pawns can just fight them off. And if I'm wrong, I'll find out in game review. Oh, okay, that was a good move. Now I can't attack the... Huh, okay. Again, I'm not considering some of their options, which is my weakness. Well, maybe now I can consider moving my bishop to just get in on the action here. I could threaten by going forward, so I think I need to do some of this bullshit. I feel like the horse has nowhere to go at this point. Do I want to just keep doing this? I could do a double threat here. It could be complicated, but I feel like I'm running out of time again, so I just have to make some moves. So now my guy is unprotected. And is this my chance to check? But then what? I feel like I should make the trade first. Okay. Now I can do some real harassment. That sounds so weird to put it that way. Should I just check? I think I need a check here. Let's bring in my... Do I have any checks? I do, but that would be silly. This guy is in danger. If this bishop moves, that's scary. So I think I need to... I want to stay there. I think I just need to... I have no idea what I'm doing. 1 minute left. This feels right. It's probably not. All right, what you got for me, Marcelo? Skid Marcelo. Okay, that's scary. Mm, okay, leave your queen open, why don't you? Your king open. I'll take this pawn. Did they make a big mistake? Am I going to be able to capitalize? No, I don't think so. So let's see here. If I go up here, ugh, they are really threatening this pawn promotion, aren't they? Again, I feel like I just don't have enough time. And that's on me, guys. Scary stuff. I really just don't want them to promote. I might even have to sacrifice some pieces to make sure that doesn't happen. I've got this bishop protecting these squares, so they can't even move forward. But if this one moves forward, I might consider just sacrificing my bishop. Well, if this one moves forward, then I can... Yeah, I got everything covered, I think. Hopefully... Ooh, I missed a good move here. I could have, I could have moved my bishop here to attack both. I mean, that would have lost my queen. Never mind. Okay, maybe I'll do that now. Is it worth it? They're losing their rook, but can they promote after I lose this bishop? That is the question. Okay, they're going for the trade. Can I check? I need to get the rook. Because that trade will be in my favor. Okay, so they decide not to. I'm gonna take this pawn. And then the pawns are mine. I should win this game. Keyword should. And I could even protect my bishop. Exuberance. Okay, let's see if we could get us checkmate in 50 seconds. Maybe I should take this pawn. Or Start. Yeah, I should take the pawn. Just be safe. They can't even checkmate. They can't even check me at this point. So if I just play this smart, then I should be good. I think I really lucked out there. Um, I guess I was up in pieces. So there's that. Then again, it's not over till it's over. We shall see how things progress. Okay, I can check with my rook. I could check with my queen. They will not be able to advance at all because they blocked with their queen. So if I check with my queen, I think that's a good idea. They're going to be cornering themselves. And I think that's checkmate, unless I'm mistaken. There you go. GG, Marcelo. All right, there we go. We won our second game. And I feel like the next time I play chess while talking will be better. I think I'm like figuring out that like it is good to talk through my moves, but I'm spending too much time talking through my moves, so I need to be more concise with that. So thanks for anyone watching, um, whether it be live in the chat or in the VODs. This was a fun experiment. Thanks for participating in the first Chess Tuesday of 2026. You could expect me to have some live opponents in the near future. Either the twin Chris or the lover MG as my opponents. They have stated that they're interested, but today just did not line up with them. I'll see you tomorrow for Stardew Wednesday with MG. Stay tuned for more base content and content in general, because I'm a content creator now, baby. But I'm currently working on some songs on bass, some circus music from popular rock bands, and some stuff from Jesus Christ Superstar. Stay tuned for some practice shorts. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Listen to Calabio Twins. Thank you very much.